I do wish the wolf was more interesting to play as. Like, he's the core conceit of the game. Or at least it's the selling point. It's on the cover and everything, and it's like, this is the one with this. I mean, everyone knows it's the Wolf Link game. But he doesn't get an expanded moveset or new tricks or anything. He can track something and he can do a... For some reason, he can do an AoE bubble attack, of all things, which you get immediately. And then nothing, and then you have the platforming trick. And that all happens at the beginning of the game and never expands in any way. Come and get it. Come and get it. There we go. I really like the idea of Zelda games. So I would love to have the combat be interesting in the future as a continuing trend. Because Breath of the Wild is seriously, like, I'm pretty sure it's my game of the year for last year. I'm pretty happy with it. The issue, of course, is there's competition from games like Night in the Woods, where I'm like, how do you compare those? They're not even comparable games, so I don't know how to compare them to each other directly. Breath of the Wild, Night in the Woods, and Pyre are all fantastic, and I can't even begin to compare them to each other. Ow, you can't roll through that. That was a mistake. Okay, there's a lot of enemies now. No. Ow. Ow, I should not be doing this as much as I am. Ow. Ow. Okay. Okay, this is a lot. Hey you, stop that. That room got crowded. Is this why they held off on using you for so long? Because they were worried you were the tough enemy of the whole game, basically, for combat zones? Because, not wrong. Creating a danger zone on the map is definitely a problem for the player to deal with. Does the claw shot grab you? It knocks you away. I might have established that before, I don't remember. Hello. Goodbye. I got him. First one gave me 3 hearts, second one I think gave me 1 heart, which is not a lot. Ah. Is it just 2 of you? This could get dangerous. How did I fight you before? Is it just sword tricks? I think it is just sword tricks. Is there anything here I'd want? I'm not sure if any of these weapons are really relevant. I mean, bombs are useful. Oh, whoopsie. Bombs always have their use. I might as well throw them around a little bit, because I'm not really... haven't been using them yet. I've been saving them because they're a limited use thing, and I don't want to run out, because they're... at least I thought they were mandatory for killing some undead and stuff like that, but I found other tricks now. Oh, can I only aggro one of you? That's incredible. Knock his armor off. Ow. I feel like I've taken out pieces of your armor off, but you look the same. Oopsie. Okay. Okay. Excuse me. Stop Z targeting. No, stop. Oh shit, I was pressing... I mixed it up again. I was pressing the shield button. Hey, you. Oh. Turns out they're tough enough for that? Alright. See how you deal with this. Come step on my bounds. They don't care. Alright, can you guys space out a little bit? There's not really a way to space out two guys that are walking together, is there? Like, circle strafing just makes them closer together, actually. It's like the Throne Watcher fight problem. Alright. Die! Oh, he's aggressive now. Oh shoot, I don't really remember how to fight you anymore. One of you's faster now, right? Now you're still walking at the same speed? Alright. Ow. I don't remember what the trick was for you anymore. Do you guys not be on each other? Normally there's some tricks I have up my sleeve to separate some enemies, but I don't... If they walk the same speed all the time, I'm not sure. He dashes me sometimes, which is useful. He sometimes dashes me, but then he tends to flip backwards afterwards, which pretty much just regroups him with his friend. Ow. I really don't want him to get lighter, honestly, until I deal with the other guy. You get away from the wall? I don't want to get trapped in there. Damn it. Ow. Oh, you're in trouble now. You're all alone. That was the entire problem, and now it's gone. Ow. Ow. It keeps telling me to shield strike, but nothing happens. I spin so far, I end up behind him. How is that hitting his shield? I'm clearly behind him. Yep. Hey, Swordy, how you doing? Your friend's gone. That was your entire... That was your crutch. Was numbers. There we go. Yay! And ow! There you go. I thought you'd do that now. No! No! It's just money. How could you? Yeah, that guy's such a surprise because he's a proper, like, enemy with movesets and weaknesses and everything that feels like a one-on-one person to duel Link, and everyone else is like a random monster that you can kind of just AoE down. A heart container stamp. You know what you know what I'd like instead? The thing on the stamp. Yeah. I am impressed that you made it this far, hero. In praise of your efforts thus far, I will release fairies to Lanayru Spring. From this point on, you will have need of the power that allows one to move freely from wall to wall. If you want to give up the fight for now and go re-equip yourself, I can return you to the surface. You need merely speak to me. I don't have that power. That's clearly whatever the claw shot upgrade is. Which I know has to happen because not only does the game... First of all, Ocarina of Time had an upgrade for the hookshot that made... It was the Ultra Hookshot or what, I don't remember what they called it. There was a better version of the hookshot. But also, I keep finding walls where you can go from... Clearly, you're supposed to be able to do more claw shots in one go. And so I'm wrong saying I have every item in the game, because technically this one needs to become a better one. But I have every type of item in the game, basically, or something. I assume I keep my progress, right? And they don't make me replay the entire thing up until now, because that would be agony. That'd be a huge bummer if they made me replay the whole thing. Like in a certain Wind Waker dungeon, if you accidentally step into the beam of light and don't understand fully what it's gonna do, and then you have to start the whole thing over like I did. Let's hope not that, right? Hero, would you like to return to the surface to prepare? Yes. If you return to the surface, you will have to face ordeals from the... Why? Why would... Why? Why would you design it like this? I just don't understand. Like, surely... I'm so confused. They tell you along the way, by the way, here's another thing that you need, just so you know. And here's another thing you need, and it's a surprise each time. Like, they're telling you from scratch. There's this new thing you might need for the next part. It's clearly so carefully segmented. And yet you have to start the whole thing over from scratch if you ever have to leave? Because you don't have the next thing, which they didn't tell- They just tell me all the things I need at the beginning then. Just tell me up front, you will not be able to complete this challenge. But instead they're like, let's just let them fall into this trap. Hooray. God damn it. I understand. I shall take you to a spring where the fairies wait. Frustrating, frustrating, frustrating. I love... Alright, well, look forward to replaying all that off camera after I probably after the next challenge. Fairy. More fairies. So many fairies. So many fairies. What? What happened? Is it just showing me those hookshot spots? That was a weird camera angle. It seemed to yank control from me so it could show me the camera angle. But then nothing happened? It was peculiar. Heal me very slowly. I forgot about the double hook shot in the context of things. That's frustrating. It's frustrating in particular because I get the feeling that the enemies that they make you fight will probably not in any way require you to have a double hook shot. So having a double hook shot will probably not be required to beat the dungeon, except for that the fact that they arbitrarily put a wall in the way that has nothing to do with the actual core of the dungeon, because the dungeon's about fighting a bunch of dudes. I guess the more accurate thing is probably that it's probably going to feature enemies from that dungeon, is probably the more truthful thing. And so in order to fight those enemies from that dungeon, they want you to fight the real ones first, so you don't get them spoiled, basically. Like, go to the real dungeon, then come to the survival mode version. But even letting you in when you can't beat it is just kind of a frustrating thing to do. 'Cause just why? Why, though? What's the point? You don't know, I guess you unlock fairies that you can use, but that's it? Because you don't unlock, new powers along the way or get heart pieces. You get stamps. Stamps that are conspicuously just sitting there, so they probably weren't there in the original version. Unless the whole thing was added in the HD, I don't know. Rupees! Bombs! Hard piece, hard piece, hard piece, hard piece, hard piece. Not a stamp. Not a stamp. Not a stamp. Yeah! One more and we'll get a part container 16. That's a lot of fairies. That is a lot of fairies. Alright. So I think without the upgrade I can't do anything in here either. Woo! Oh. I never climbed this stuff last time I was here, did I? To even look at them? If even one was in a range, I'd probably be able to get the chest at the very least. Are you a Midna spot? Don't fall off. Oof. Midna? Nope. Not a Midna spot. Whoop. Whoa, Jesus. He did a diving animation into the stone. I'm like, oh no. I'm so sorry. Don't use them, don't use them. We have 4, right? Yeah. Careful avoidance is key. Ta-da! Alright, well, back to finding where the statues were. Right, that's why I was there. Until the surprise happened, where I'm like, oh, there's a surprise staircase! Which, I originally thought I was just gonna walk into, like, I don't know, one of those underground caves where you fight, like, a few enemies and there's a water pool and a chest. But that became, today's core piece of progression, apparently. Was, even though I didn't make progress. Well, I kind of did in that I unlocked fairies. But I just kind of stumbled into what became today's big thing. Oh yeah, I remember this now. I probably saw every single one. Like, I probably recognize every single spot where we'll be doing this. Oopsie. But I could not recall them all on top of my head. I think that's the only one where I can climb up. You found one sky character. GG, bro. I have actually lost count now, in part due to the giant fighting gauntlet I just did. I see what's going on here. I can't jump across there because the thing can't reach over there, so I have to do it via over here, which is a slight problem. So I have to also not fall down. No. Oh. Sure was nice how... Sure would be nice to have a jump button, wouldn't it? Wouldn't it be nice right about now? They've only made like 15 Zelda games, but who needs a jump button, am I right? Son of a bitch. Excuse me. Can't believe you jumped off the cliff. How dare you, frankly? I'm like tipsy-toeing everywhere now because every tiny lip on the level might be a thing that he decides to go jumping off of like a lunatic. There we go. Yeah. This actually kind of points... This is actually kind of an example of how the puzzles in Zelda games kind of feel like following directions. You literally are supposed to just do the thing... You're just supposed to just follow the shape the level is. Like, it's just shaped like how much you're gonna move the statue, exactly. So you just walk along the path. Like you're building IKEA furniture. There we go. 100 rupees. There's actually a good example of the distinction between that I encountered today. I'm doing a video recommendation. Let's do this. It's in my video recommendations playlist, by the way. If you don't know, on my front page of my YouTube channel, you can find a Keith's recommended videos playlist. It currently has 284 videos. It's a lot. But Game Maker's Toolkit with Mark Brown uploaded a game called a video called What Makes a Good Puzzle. There we go. I just double checked the name of that and everything. And they have a good example of what I'm talking about, when this feeling where you're just following directions versus actually solving something more, and like what makes one satisfying or not. And the example he gives is actually that he found a puzzle that's basically identical between Portal 2 and not Talos Principle. What's it called? It was between Portal 2 and... Oh, here we go. Turing Test. There we go. Which are both games I've covered on this channel, so if you don't want to get randomly spoiled by a video, you could just watch those playthroughs or play those games. I've covered both of those games in their entirety on this channel, Portal 2 and... Turing Test. I don't know why I can't remember it. I keep thinking Talos Principle is probably the issue. Which are both games I enjoyed, by the way. Oopsie. I just was randomly trying to press the roll button. They're both neat games, but he highlights something I kind of agree with, which is how, yeah, like there's two copies of basically an identical puzzle where one of them was interesting to solve and the other one was just kind of paint by numbers. Because sometimes puzzle design's difficult, because when you make a puzzle, you're trying to make them solve a thing, and there's obviously like a specific way to solve it in many cases, but at the same time, you're solving something via like, how do I put it? You have to make it not just feel like a tutorial. In many ways, a lot of tutorials, especially if they're not just explaining what to do for the entire time, many tutorialized intros of games are essentially like not very good puzzles. But that's not supposed to be puzzles. But the problem is that when a puzzle's not interestingly presented to the player, it just feels like it feels like tutorialized zones of games and nothing more. I know what I'm doing. You don't have to show me. I realize. See that? It's already obvious enough to put it in the slot on the floor that's shaped like the thing, but then they're like, here's a cutscene to explain to you what to do next because you can't ever feel clever. Like, oh man. I was totally cool with the near complete banishment of cutscenes in Breath of the Wild. Of that kind, I mean. Obviously, not literal story cutscenes, but here's what you did! And I'm like, I get it. Yeah! We got exactly enough heart pieces to get to 16. Yeah! Now I can tell my save games apart. One of my goals every session is to hopefully get enough heart pieces to get another heart. Just to make them look extra different from each other. Obviously, every save just tells you how much time you've played, so it's easy to tell which one's the new one, but I feel better if I've actually progressed another heart each time. That might be the 5th one. Whoopsie. We'll just up on the map, actually. That might be the 5th one, which means I probably go back to the original one, and it probably opens now or something? I think that very well may be the case. The obvious feedback is, of course, people always say that the games are for children. Which is weird, because the original Zelda was like, is known for being hard as hell. And, I don't know. I don't really feel like kids have to have baby games, necessarily. I didn't grow up with baby games. Games kicked my ass, and I didn't beat most games as a kid, and it was fun. I loved video games. So I don't think that we have to dumb things down for kids, especially since generally 10-year-olds are like the best gamers in the world or something like that. Like, when ages 10 to 15 is peak gaming time. Then your reflexes start going down, and you get a job, and everything falls apart. So spending all that time playing like baby games, it seems like a disappointment. It's like, oh, I went through my peak years for video gaming, and they were made for kids, so they sucked. Like, that's not a good reason. Ah, Wolf. Did you read my letter? As it turned... No, actually I didn't. I just came here on my own. As it turned out, that word I learned from you didn't do anything with the statues I found. After all that, I wonder how that word was supposed to be used. If only you would, like, say things to me, so I could know that what has happened. You weird, mute sociopath. Just tell me what did you do? Aha! Alright, well. There's the book. I guess I can highlight both, really. Is that the book from last time? Are there more letters in the word than last time I looked at this? How did you investigate the... Wolf, this is amazing. Amazing! Now this must be the word we need. Let's try it immediately. Is there a tiny master sword in the book as like a... as a bookmark? It has taken on the same shape as the other statues. What can this mean? And I thought we had solved the last of the riddles. Blast, how confounding. I must apologize, Wolf. I need to cool off a tad before I mull the problem further. No, don't let him leave. Let him see his life's work come to fruition. Wolf, you suck. You're a bad person. I don't like you. Anyway. So much for the I got you fam moment. Here we go. Okay, I'll try to talk to him, at least. Hey, you. Dang it. Oh. I just want him to see the thing. Oh my god, what's happening in here? Oh no, a ruined cannon. If only I knew about somebody who offers cannon fixing services. Too bad there's no one like that in the game. I guess we'll roll credits. It's all over now. Wolf? How in blazes did you move that statue? And what's this? Amazing. Spectacular. This must be the sky cannon I read about in my father's notes. I knew that my intuition was onto something when it led me here. But how can one use this to get to the city in the sky? By fixing it with the guy that specializes in fixing cannons. You know, George? I don't remember his name. Stunning. I feel almost nervous. Just think, if we could actually get to work, we could actually reach the city in the sky. If we could get this to work. I'm the king of misreading things today, but still getting the actual gist of the correct thing to say anyway. A cannon, huh? What do you plan to do with this, Wolf? Warp. Except that guy's still watching us. Oh, we gotta spook him away.